walking down the street and I'm waiting for the door to be open. Oh yeah. Jazz. All right. So this isn't the greatest lighting in the world, so you're not gonna have a chance to see my beautiful face. However, I wanted to make my video for today, and I wanted it to be about how to consume long form media, because I had this thought with myself this morning of wanting to recommend a bunch of videos to my friends, and I don't know if they ever watch them, so I just decided to make a tutorial, which isn't really much of a tutorial, but more of a way of life induction to consume long form media with a little bit more, just to consume long form media more. So the first step is to stop consuming media in general. This is a skippable step. You don't have to do this step. I find that it's a good step. So stopping consuming media in transit is specifically what I'm talking about. So not listening to music when you're on the tram or a train or a car, just learning to enjoy silence in the first place. Really awesome first step if you choose to take it. You don't need to take it. Shut up. You don't need to take it, but you can. If you take that step, it will be very helpful. The second step, which is not skippable, is to introduce long form media as something that you just have on in the background that you don't pay attention to. I think the misconception around long form media, whether it be podcasts, audiobooks, or some sort of lecture or just a long essay of any kind, the misconception is that you need to pay attention to it at every moment. And that is not true. I find that the beauty of long form media is that you get to take in little nuggets of gold here and there based on what your mind is naturally attracted to. So what that looks like is you'll be listening to some 3-hour long thing, and then randomly you'll just remember that you're listening to it and you'll tune into it, and it'll just say the most magnificent sentence ever, and you'll just take it in and be thinking about that for a while they're still talking, completely zoning out again. And what that does is it means that there's rewatchability or replayability in that long form media, because the second time you play it, you get so much more out of it. You get basically a whole different journey. And the third time, 5th time, 18th time, same thing. It's just there are some pieces of media that are deeply that are dense, essentially. They're just really, really dense. So it takes multiple listens to be able to really appreciate what the depth of what the person is talking about and what they're saying. So, if anything, yeah, this is just. I guess this came from the fact that I've started re-watching/listening to Blake LaGrange's older YouTube videos, and I found that I'm just reflecting on my life the last 6 or so months. I've taken on some of the things that he's been talking about, but I've also now progressed to understand other parts that I didn't actually understand, which brings me to the next step 3, which isn't really a step, but it's more of a mindset. Don't worry if you don't understand anything that is being said, because on re-listening, you can start to understand things through sort of assumption, and then there's clarification naturally built in to most media. So what does that look like? That looks like hearing a whole bunch of sentences about things that you have never heard of before, and then you hear about one of those things that you've never heard of before in a context that you do understand. So then you can kind of make a little vague outline in your mind about what it means, and then you hear about a different one in another context, and then you hear about a different one in another context, and slowly over time you naturally do start to just understand the concept more. And then if you go back and re-listen to it again, you find that when there were all those all those little pieces of random information start to look a little bit less random. And over time, that is how I built a lot of my foundational understanding on a lot of topics is just through exposure to the information in a long form media kind of way. It's pretty hard for me to click on a video that is less than like 30 minutes or 40 minutes even, just because of how much I know that a short video, it's very difficult to condense a lot of really, really good information into a short video. It's not impossible and happens. It absolutely happens, but it's not something that I've seen a lot of, and it requires a lot of skill and thought, and so therefore one person probably isn't going to be the source of a lot of it. It's going to be every so often someone will put something like that out, and so it means that it's more likely that you'll want to find a whole bunch of people that have small things that they've put out, very, very dense, small pieces of information. But anyway, I'm digressing. What am I trying to say? Long form media is where it's at. I'd highly recommend it. It has changed my my view on, not my view, but it's changed how I take in information. I remember a few years ago, I just started listening to audiobooks at night, because I never thought I would ever listen to audiobooks. I sort of had the mentality that I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't be able to pay attention to it for that long. But then I just listened to, I think the first one I listened to was 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I listened to that multiple times, just let it run at night. But the one that really solidified this desire for me to want to listen to more stuff just whenever in general was The Power of Now, the audiobook. I found it on YouTube, and I listened to that. I've listened to it maybe 2-3 times now. Really incredible audiobook experience. I highly recommend it if you just kind of want to read something. I don't know. I just recommend it. If it calls to you, it'll call to you. If it doesn't call to you, then so be it. It'll call to you eventually, or you don't need it, and in which case, fuck yeah, your present is fucked, dude. I shouldn't have sworn. Oh no, damn it. Oh, I'm the worst. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I just wanted to give a little PSA on long form media. It is the best, and I think you should read or consume it. Consume it. Take it in. Consume the media. Okay, bye.